A very merry May and happy Beltane to you. And I love this time of year. It's one of those points in the year where you don't really have to go looking for anything. It's already happening. You can feel it before you even think about it. If you just pay attention, you see it straight away. Trees aren't holding back anymore. It's not that tentative early growth. It's just out, full, leaf, blossom, pushing through, hedgerows thickening up almost overnight. And the sound shift as well. It's not the odd bird here and there, it's constant. Like everything's decided all at once that now's the time. And there's something in that that's quite hard to ignore once you notice it, because it's not gentle. It's not asking, it's not waiting for anything to line up neatly. It's just life moving, properly moving. And Beltane sits right in the middle of that. People call it a fire festival, which is true, but that doesn't really land unless you feel what that actually means. Because it's not about lighting something symbolic and having a quiet moment with it. It's more like stepping through something, a point where what was starting now has to become what it is. The balance has already happened earlier in the year. Light's already coming back. That part's done. And now everything begins to reach outward into itself, into everything else. And that reaching, that's the thing that defines this time. And that's why it was celebrated the way it was. Not politely, not neatly. Fire, music, people, food, life actually recognizing itself in full swing. Not watching it, not thinking about it, but being in it. And, if you're honest, you feel some version of that as well. Maybe not in some big dramatic way, but there's usually something there. Something that's been sat in the background a while. Something you've half noticed, then moved away from again. Something that doesn't quite go away, no matter how much you leave it alone. And at this point in the year, it doesn't stay quiet. That's the fire. And fire gets talked about like it destroys things, but that's not quite right. It's not really interested in destroying anything for the sake of it. It just shows you what holds up and what doesn't. What's exactly solid and what was only there because it was easy or familiar or convenient. So the things that aren't really you anymore, they start to feel off. Not dramatically wrong, just not quite right in a way that's harder to ignore than it was, say, a few weeks ago. And the things that are real, the things that are actually yours, they don't get burned away. They get stronger, clearer, harder to pretend that they aren't there. And that's where this time of year has a bit of an edge to it, because you can either move with that or you can feel yourself quietly pushing against it without really knowing why. So rather than standing on the outside of that and trying to work it out, it's probably easier just to step into it for a moment and actually feel what's going on. So join me in this. Just get yourself comfortable. And if it feels right, just close your eyes. There's nothing complicated here. Just take a slow, deep breath in and out. And just notice that you're breathing. No need to change it. No need to do anything clever with it. It's already happening. And just feel where you are. Your body, the contact with whatever you're sitting on. Just that simple sense of being here. And without even trying to imagine anything or build anything in your head, just be aware that everything we've been talking about is happening. The blossom, the trees, that energy, not somewhere else, not in theory, just as part of the same world you're sitting in right now. Growth, movement, everything leaning into what it's becoming. And something in you responds to that. It always does. You don't have to create it. You don't have to make anything happen. It's already there. It's yours. It always has been. It might feel like warmth, or a kind of pull, or just a quiet sense of readiness. And it really doesn't matter what form it takes. Just notice that. And as you notice that, that becomes clearer. Not because you're forcing it, just because you've stopped ignoring it for a moment. And this is the fire. Not somewhere else, not symbolic, just here, now. And you don't need to decide what it means, and you don't need to act on it right now. Just let it be there. Steady, present, certain in its own way. And if you just sit with that for a moment, without trying to shape it, or turn it into something, it tends to settle into something that feels a bit more solid, a bit more real. And then, when you're ready, just start to notice your body again. The space around you, any sounds in the room. And when you're ready to go forth into the day with that Beltane fire lit within, you can begin to gently open your eyes, to feel good. Because Beltane is something you mark once, and it's not something you mark once and move on from. It's something you either move with or you find yourself quietly resisting without really knowing why. Most people don't even notice it happening, but once you do, it's quite hard to unsee. So whatever that stirred, if anything did, don't turn it into a whole thing. Don't overthink it. Don't try to package it up neatly. Just follow that flame a little. See where it goes. A merry May, a blessed Beltane. Take care.